Well, surprise everybody, I am back. I looked through my timeline and I realized that I did not even do a makeup live audio for yesterday. So that's what I'm doing, a makeup live audio for Wednesday, October the 10th, 2018. So bear with me because there's quite a bit of content in this conversation that I'm going to have with you. I want to say blessings and good evening, greetings and peace wherever you may be at locally as well as globally. Thank you for joining my Aisha Speaks Jade page. I'm here from the Atlanta, Georgia area. Make sure that Aisha, Jade, whichever you call me, you know what I always say. Make sure that you put RESPECT on it. So, what I would like to speak to you guys about is how to stop being so lazy. Here are 10 simple habits. But before I get into them, I want to read something by Martin Luther. How soon, not now, becomes never. How soon, not now, becomes never. So, I would like to just jump into some of these simple habits. So learning how to keep that lazy time to a moderate and healthy amount instead of letting it hold you back and stuck in the same place of excuses for years, like it used to. To stop being so lazy and get what really matters done by working smarter while still having room for guilt-free, lazy time to spend as you like. So hopefully you guys will be able to hear me. And I'm going to try to be, I don't want to say as quickly, but I want you to be able to take this in. And if it can apply to you, that's what's up. If it doesn't apply, that's okay as well. If you have other tools that may have helped you and you would like to share it on my, on this feed right here, by all means, please do so. Also, make sure that you listen. If you're not on now, listen to the replay, which will be available to you shortly after. Share it with someone else. Knowledge is power and power is knowledge. Okay? So be kind to yourself. When you feel that you've perhaps been too lazy lately, it's common and tempting to beat yourself up about it and to hope that will lead you to start taking action. Well, sometimes it does. But beating yourself up most often just leads to feeling guiltier and like a failure. And so you feel less motivated to get going and you procrastinate because there seems to be little point in even trying. Instead of getting stuck in that self-esteem sucking place, it's recommended to gently nudge yourself towards the next tip, right? Whenever you feel like you want to beat yourself up. So start with just a small step forward. The hardest thing is often to simply get started. So make that as easy as you can to reduce the inner resistance and to actually take action. So start with just taking a small step forward. That could be, for example, going out running for only 3 minutes. Or perhaps doing the dishes for 5 minutes. Or, if you're in business and you need to write a report that you might have been procrastinating on for 10 minutes. So if you use this habit almost every day in some way, you can create a new course, have a daily aim over the past months. May have usually been to write 1 page a day. This is just, an example type of thing. So that's it. Do a small part of what matters most first thing in your day. I hope that other one kind of made sense. I was going somewhere, but then my mind went somewhere else and it stopped. So forgive me. It wasn't a slow moment. It was one of those brain thinking moments. So again, do a small part of what matters most first thing in your day. To feel like you can enjoy your lazy/rest time fully and without guilt, it's important to actually get what truly matters in the long run done each week. To start your day with that, but make it easy on yourself by breaking down that task into smaller steps and then focus on just the first one. Get on it right away to get into an effective and focused mindset. By doing so, you set a good tone for your day. You get that quick 5 to 10 minute win in the first thing, and you'll be a lot more motivated to keep going on that path during the rest of your day. Instead of starting with busy work like checking emails, this may be vital to do first thing for some, but for many, it's probably not. Or even checking Facebook or, your social medias, etc. And then 30 minutes later, getting started with today's work. Cycle fully focused work with small breaks of rest and or lazy time. To lighten up your daily work, inject small breaks between during short but focused bursts of work. Excuse me. You can say to yourself, I'll do 20 minutes of work on this task now, and then I can take 5 or 10 minutes of lazy time. So by breaking down your hours like this, the work seems less daunting. And you'll feel energetic and motivated longer and do work of better quality if you allow yourself these pauses of rest and time to lazy around on Facebook or with a game or with just relaxing or with a short walk in the park or a short walk around, the block or whatever. Then after some time, you may want to work for 40 minutes before you take a 10-minute break. But go easy on yourself at first. And if you have trouble with sticking to your time limits, then use an app or your phone. Shut down the escape routes temporarily. Just sitting down, for example, your computer and trying to do fully focused work for 5 or 20 minutes may not result in any work of importance getting done. Not if you don't remove those things that you usually use to procrastinate. So ask yourself, where do I usually escape to instead of doing my work? Ask yourself that question. It could be checking social media or doing internet browsing, using your smartphone or iPhone or whatever. So as far as your phone, you can put your phone in silent mode and perhaps push it away from you when you're working. So by setting up that small physical obstacle, You could possibly avoid the phone trap maybe 95% of the time. Because that phone is the devil. I'm trying to tell you, especially when you're trying to do some work. For some of us, it's not for all. So if you have the same issue, perhaps with gaming, because a lot of people like to do gaming, then put your controller far away in your home while working. If you escape to Facebook or other websites on your computer, then block that for a little while by using, it's called Stay Focused. If you watch TV, then pull out the cords to it or remove one of the cords completely and put it at the other end of your phone. Next is list the downsides and upsides for renewed motivation. Asking yourself better questions tend to give better answers. So here are two sets of questions that you can ask yourself. How will my life look in 5 years if I just continue to stay on the same path as now? How will life likely become worse for me and maybe even for people around me? So those questions again are, how will my life look in 5 years if I just continue to stay on the same path as now? How will life likely become worse for me and maybe even for the people around me? This is not like beating yourself up, but rather a sober examination of where it's realistic that you're heading. And it may be uncomfortable, but try to see the negative consequences as vividly as you can in your mind to kickstart your motivation, to get going for that positive change. Then perhaps ask yourself, how will my life look in 1 year if I get started? Stick with it and keep going with this change. Or, how will life improve not only for me, but for the people that I love if I stick with it? Unclutter your life. When your life's too cluttered and overwhelming, then you may shut down and procrastinate by lying lazily on the couch and just watching the TV, or you might be on your smartphone, iPhone, what have you. So when that's the case, then start uncluttering both your work hours and your private time. So here are two questions that are most important. Ask yourself, what would I work on if I only had 2 hours for work today? Or if I had just 1 hour of free time today, then how would I spend it? So use these to get out of an old rut, to question your normal day a bit, and to find your top priorities. Then see what you can eliminate, minimize, or perhaps delegate of the things that are not contained in your answers. Be okay with stumbling from time to time. The fear of failure can hold you back in a state of doing easier things and in what you may see as being lazy. But everyone that go for what they truly want and outside of their comfort zone stumbles and fails from time to time. That's just a part of life, well lived. Even if we don't hear about people's setbacks as often as their successes. See a setback as a learning experience and as a way to be more constructive and kinder to yourself. So, here are two questions that you can ask yourself after you've stumbled. What is one thing I can learn from this situation? How would my best friend or parent support me and help me in this situation? Then perhaps talk to yourself and do things like she or he would. And know it's okay to talk to yourself. Sometimes you can get the best answers. It doesn't deem you as being quote unquote crazy. Let the enthusiasm, the energy, and motivation of others in. And I know that's probably a struggle. Whatever you let into your mind and life will influence you. If the people you hang out the most with are generally a bit lazy about work or school, business, then it's easy to just adapt to that mood and way of thinking and go with it. Yes, because when you are around negative energy for too long or so long, you begin to pick up those habits. But if you spend more time with motivated people in real life and via books, the internet, podcasts, audiobooks, then that will start to influence your thinking and mood too. So think about what you let into your mind on a daily and weekly basis. And if you want, make a few changes to that. And that's what I personally just really recently spoke about, because I just kind of looked at, for example, my Facebook social media. We're not engaging. So I've made a conscious decision that I'm going to start eliminating some groups as well as people on my personal Facebook page, because it's not a thing about pointing fingers or blaming, because I take responsibility as well. If the both of us are not engaging on my personal page, it's really no need for us to continue to be FBFs. I can clear that space out and I can make room for positive people or motivated people or inspirational people to come in, and we can have dialogue. And I'm not going to feel no type of way about it. And hopefully the other person won't either. Other people won't. But if they do, that's their issue. As well as groups. There are a lot of groups that I'm in. I didn't even realize it until I saw it. I'm going to have to start cutting that out too, because it's just all about people just coming in to see who you have so they can make them friends. And really, there's really no dialogue. And I take responsibility for that as well. So again, it's no hard feelings. It's just clearing it out and moving forward, because it's social media. So think about what you let into your mind on a daily and weekly basis, as I said. And if you want, make a few changes to that. And next, truly appreciate and enjoy your lazy time. Time spent on just lazying around can help you to relax and recharge, and it can make you happy. But if you do too much, then it does become less healthy for you. It starts to frustrate you. It can start to frustrate you because you're not moving forward towards what you want. It can create stress instead of relaxing you, because you're not getting what's important done, and that could have negative consequences quite soon. So still at a moderate amount, spending some time on being lazy can be beneficial for you. So make sure to appreciate and fully enjoy some lazy time that you create for yourself, because it will benefit you in several important ways. So I hope that that little bit was helpful. Again, if it was, that is awesome. If it wasn't, that's okay too. No hard feelings taken. And if you have something from personal experience that you would like to share on this time, on this, this audio here in my timeline, then, or in this comment box, most definitely leave it. That's what this platform or this podcast is all about. Sharing. Knowledge is power. Power is knowledge. Whether I'm sharing from my own personal experiences, or, I'm just, speaking on some general content that could be helpful for you. I appreciate all you guys for the support on all of my platforms. I'm working diligently to have things updated on all of the platforms. I do invite you to come out to I do invite you to come out and like and listen and share and make it go viral. So I am on Facebook, of course. I am on Instagram. I am on Twitter. I am on LinkedIn, and I have a YouTube channel. And they are all under Aisha Speaks Jade. As far as my YouTube, please subscribe to it, like it, hit the notification bell for updates. What else did I want to say? Be good to yourself. Always remember self-care. Take care of the top of your head to the soles of your feet. Have high standards for yourself. You can have some lazy and relaxing times. Just do it in moderation. Okay? And enjoy the rest of the evening or wherever you are at, globally, internationally, locally. Just enjoy the rest of your time and your day. I send out positive vibes, amazing energy for those that might be going through some challenges and struggles. My heart goes out to you, my chants, my prayers, my thoughts that you're healing, that you can heal eventually. One of my coworkers at work, they recently lost a family member of theirs. So my condolences to them and to anyone else that out here that may have lost a loved one. So with that being said, much gratitude and appreciation to all of you. Namaste and Ashe, and have a good evening.